Hey everyone, welcome back. I am excited to have you back in my craft room after Christmas. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, and in this video we're going to unbox the Cricut Joy Xtra and we're going to do some crafts with it. So let's go ahead and get started. Here she is in all its glory, and I have not opened it up yet because I was waiting for you all to watch this video. So I've been eager to craft with this, but we are going to go ahead and get this set up. Now, I won't be sharing my screen with you just because I have not hooked that up just yet, but I'll walk you through it and we'll go ahead and start crafting with it. So while I'm going to start opening this, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about your machines. Now, I have full intentions of crafting with each machine in the upcoming videos just because I took a poll in YouTube and to see what you guys were hoping what machine you were hoping to get for Christmas. And a lot of you guys were hoping for this little beauty here. And some of you guys wanted the Maker, which was another popular one. Some of you guys wanted the Venture. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to at least unbox one of the machines and kind of talk about it, and then we'll do different videos for different machines. So this, of course, is going to be the number one item on my to-do list just because I just got this machine. Now, I will be fully transparent. I don't have the Maker 3 because I didn't think it was really necessary for the crafts that I do. The Explorer Air 3 does everything that I needed to do. And I don't even think the Maker 3, the things that the Explorer can't do, that the Maker 3 can do, so can the Maker, if I remember correctly. So I didn't think it was it didn't make sense financially to purchase the Maker 3. So I have, excuse me, I have the Maker, I have the Explorer Air 2, I have the Explorer Air 3, which is the one I primarily work with, and I actually have two Cricut Joys, one because I need it for my craft room, and the other is my idea was to bring it with me to craft shows and do a little bit crafting on demand at those craft shows. But I also got it because it was a super good deal, so I couldn't pass that up. And then I have this little girl here because a lot of the size, I like the size of it, and I tend to craft with that size of a decal, if you will. So I thought it'd be really cool to go ahead and ask this for Christmas. Also, I like the fact that it does 8.5 by 11, which is a full-size sticker sheet, and I wanted to make stickers. I also want to do printable vinyl decals. I want to do printable iron-on decals. So we're going to do all of that in upcoming videos. So make sure you stay tuned, and I hope that you enjoy these craft with me videos because I just think they're fun. I love watching people craft, so I'm assuming that's why you're here too, and hopefully to gain some inspiration. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to go ahead and also put this to the side. And open that. All right, so let's see what Cricut gave us for samples. Okay, we got a Smart Label, which this is great. Just for those who don't know, you have the Joy. You do have Joy vinyl that is writable, so they just come in a roll as opposed to a flat piece of sheet of paper like this. And then, wow, they gave us a lot actually. They gave us a removable black, another one, and then we got, this is an iron-on, and then we got some transfer tape, which I don't know if the Cricut Joy Xtra has transfer tape just for the Xtra, but I haven't really shopped for that actually. Anyways, if not, I'm sure they will come out with it because, you know, marketing, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna put that here, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my machine. Okay, let's see what goodies we got. So we got a Cricut Joy pen, and yes, for those who don't know, you can use the Cricut Joy pens on the Cricut Joy Xtra, so don't think that there's other, which I'll be completely transparent. I am a little irritated that Cricut did that. I wish they would have just, the Cricut Joy machine, I don't know why we had to buy separate. I mean, I guess to make money, but I was a little irritated because I had all these pens for my Maker and my Explorer, and then I went and bought the Joy, and then I can't use any of those pens, and so I had to buy all of the Cricut Joy pens, which, I mean, I didn't buy all of them, but I bought quite a bit, and I'm like, really? You guys couldn't just use the same type of pen? So when they came out with this one, I was like, oh, are they going to make us buy a whole new set of pens? And no, you don't. So you just use the Joy for the Xtra. So we got the plug, and I think based off of this, it's Bluetooth, which is fine. So you'll need to make sure that your make sure that your computer can do Bluetooth. For some reason, my computer was having an issue trying to connect via Bluetooth. And then you have this thing. I don't know what this is for. I'm sure this is too. Let me see here. I don't know what that's for. We'll find out. I don't even think we'll need it, but my computer was having an issue connecting via Bluetooth. So when I was using my Joy, I had to use my phone, and now all of a sudden it works. So I don't know if there was an update or what it was, and it was a big to-do, especially with the Maker. I couldn't get my computer to connect to the Maker 3, but it all worked out in the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and now open it up. Now again, the Joy Xtra is just like the Joy, so there's no buttons, so you're going to be doing all the button work on your computer. And then you have only one housing for everything, just like the Joy. So the Maker and the Explorer has two adapters, so you can put your pen and your cutting instrument there. But with this one, you only have the one adapter. So we're going to make sure that we remove this before we turn it on, because typically when you plug it in, it just likes to start moving, and I don't want to ruin anything with this being left in there. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn this around, and it looks like I have some things on the back, so we're going to go ahead and get that off. And it's a pretty easy setup. It really, I mean, these machines are really user friendly. So now what I'll do is untwist this and get it plugged in. Okay, so I took the little twist tie off. So what I'll do is this end here, it's going to get plugged into here. And then this just gets plugged into the machine. And of course, this gets plugged in to the outlet. Do you hear that? See, as soon as you plug it in, it starts moving. And so I don't want it to, I didn't want to ruin it. That's why I removed that little styrofoam. Okay, so it's flashing right now. That's because it's not connected to anything. So that is why that's doing that. Now, it may ask us to unplug it, then replug it to do the Bluetooth, but we'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead, and this is just some technical specifications, so we really don't need it. And all we got to do is go into cricut.com/setup, and then it has for tutorials and troubleshooting. You can visit cricut.com/more, and we'll get this activated. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then we'll return. I went to cricut.com/setup, and what it wants you to do is it wants you to open the app. So I already had Design Space, or download it, and I already have it downloaded, and I already had it opened. But the website, in order for you to set this all up, you have to allow the website open up the application, or at least download it if you don't have it downloaded. So because I already had it opened, it wouldn't let me set it up. unless I had the website open up the application. So it ended up opening up 2 windows of Cricut Design Space. So I ended up shutting down the one I already had opened, so that way you could so we don't have any hiccups. So the next thing that it wants us to do, and it took about 2 to 4 minutes to update the machine. And now it wants us to make sure that our machine is working perfectly. So it wants us to cut the decal, and it wants us to use this black smart vinyl. So right now I'm just going to hit next. And it says confirm that the blade is set in place with the clamp closed. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this over so you guys can see it a little bit better. And which I'm going to verify that we have it in there. Yep, we have it in there. We're good. You just push it in and then close it. And I'm going to hit the next button, and then it wants us to load the vinyl. Now it's flashing just like the Joy does as well, and we're going to feed it in this way, and it just picks it up, and it's going to do its thing. It's going to measure to make sure that we have enough material to cut our decal. And then it's going to get into position. It's going to blink to tell you, hey, check Design Space, and then hit go. Now, this is all the same process that the Joy does. So you can use this video for your Joy setup as well. All right, so we're going to let it cut. And it's just going to do a little Cricut decal. And then what we'll do is, I don't know, I'll probably just end up cutting that part out. But I want to make sure that it weeded just fine and everything. There was no issues. The calibration's not off. So that's why I am going to definitely weed everything out. Okay. So now that it's done cutting, you can't pull on it because you have to have the machine unload the vinyl. So I'm going to hit unload on my computer, and then it should push it out, which it did. And it looks like that it cut just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side, and let's go ahead and weed this out. So let's pull that up. Yep. User error. All right, and it did a really good job. So then once you weeded that part out, you of course can throw that away, and then you can hit continue. And then once you hit continue, it opens up to the home screen on Design Space, and then you can of course start crafting. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and start crafting. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here a little bit because I need a little bit of space here in my area to craft with. So I'm going to put this over here because I don't need the material. In fact, actually, what I'll do is I will take this. I don't need that. And this is a material that I can use for a different project. And then keep this all together. Our first project we are going to work on is an iron-on. So I'm going to use my mat, and I think the little, actually, no, this is, yeah, I only have one iron-on, and I could use gold, but you know what, I'm not going to. So I want to use, I have this scrap piece of iron-on. So what I'll do is, I already have my Joy Xtra on my computer, and I'm going to hit make. Now make sure when you're doing iron-on that you do mirror, so that way the decal is cut correctly. Now this is the only project that I will do on camera, only because this could become a very long video if I were to do all of the crafts, all the cutting and all that fun stuff on camera. So I'm going to remove the liner here. This is a good scrap project. Now, make sure when you're doing iron-on or HTV, you want to make sure that you put the shiny side down. And I like to do it this way. I get better control if I have the top facing me, just so I can see it better. Okay, so shiny side is down. And then what I'll do, make sure there's no bubbles in there. So I already have it mirrored in Design Space, so I'll hit continue. And right now it's trying to pick up the Bluetooth of the Cricut Joy Xtra. I'll be honest, I really wish they had the adapter, the USB-C or USB to connect to the computer, just because I've run into issues where my computer lost connection and then it totally ruined my project. And I remember I was cutting a mandala, or was it mandala? But anyways, and it was a very intricate cut, and it took like an hour to cut, and into the hour it lost connection, and so I had to restart it. It was a Christmas gift, of course, so I just wish they would have it, you know, connected to the computer. But all right, so I don't want to do smart iron-on. I just want to do everyday iron-on. So let me find where that's at. So everyday iron-on, and hit done. And then now it's blinking to tell me that it's ready. So all you have to do is just feed it in and just kind of push, just ever so slightly, push it in there, so that way it activates the little feeding, whoops, the little part that feeds in the mat. And now that it measured my mat, what we'll do is we will hit go on the computer. And then it's going to start cutting. So just got done cutting my decal, so I will hit unload. And it unloaded my mat, and of course I can close this. Now by closing it, it doesn't turn it off, but I'm just moving it out of my way. And then I also, while I am weeding this, I'm going to turn on my little easy mini press. Okay, now that I got that done, I'm going to flip it over. It's always good to flip your mat over and peel your mat back, then as opposed to peeling your vinyl off of the mat, just because then it could add further issues. For example, it could bend it and make it all not workable. So then what I'll do is I can put this back on my cutting mat, just protect it while I weed out and work on my project. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trim some of this down, just so that way I can use this other piece for another project. And then what I'll do is go ahead and weed this out. I wish every vinyl was as easy as weeding out HTV. HTV is so easy to weed out. That is why there's a video that I'll do strictly for wood, and the whole video is going to be all about working with wood designs, and you'll see that I'll use quite a bit of iron-on for that. So this just says Shannon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply her name on this cute little pouch, and it's from Hobby Lobby, and it's just a pink rectangle pouch for $10. So I thought it'd be cute to put her name on here. And let me go ahead and get my lint roller and also my heating pad. I'm gonna go ahead and lint roll this. It's pretty good, but just in case. Now, actually, I should probably decide, yeah, I want it to be on this side. I want the zipper to be on the left side. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll preheat my surface. I'm going to open this up to make sure there's nothing in here. We got this that can go away. And make sure there's nothing else in there. Now this is going to be interesting. I never ironed on this type of fabric before. And again, I got this at Hobby Lobby. They have a lot of pretty different colors to choose from. And I'm just preheating it just to remove any moisture that may be in here. Okay. Now, this is going to be really tricky because I'm going to want to try to get this as flat as possible. So, that's really hot still. And then I want to put her name. Let's see here. Open it up, see how that looks, just to get an idea, to puff that up a little bit, and then I'll flatten it down. Just going to try to, this is a little tricky. I would have to say this is not a really good beginner-friendly project, just because it's hard to find center with this. I think what I'll do is, I have some wipes. Just because I need some type of, and every crafter should have that in their craft room. Wipes are amazing because they clean the surface really, really well. Now, of course, I'm not going to leave it in there. I just need to puff this up enough to get it to the center that I need. So, okay. Just looking at it to make sure that I have it straight, which I don't think I do. Nope, it was straight. Okay. Okay, that is good. So what I will do is I'm going to tape this down with my heat resistant tape because I don't want this to move when I remove the wipes that's in here. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so make sure if you're doing this, remove that because you don't want it to melt and cause or create a fire, whatever. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll push this down and make sure that this area is flat. And I'm going to use my mini press to iron this on. Okay. Now this is it's not the most easiest project. Again, I wouldn't say this is very very beginner friendly project just because of the surface that I'm trying to apply this on. Actually, it irons on pretty quickly because the carrier sheet is already trying to come up. But I want to make sure that I get the ends really good just because of the surface. I mean, the concept is pretty easy because you just have one word and you use iron on, but just the surface is just not that easy to work with, I'll be honest. Okay. Make sure I get this part here. And again, if you tape it down, you have to use heat resistant tape. You know, you can find it on Amazon. You can go to any craft store. They all have it. Cricut brand or off brand, it doesn't matter. It all works the same. All right. hopefully that's good. I'm going to take that off my mat here and put it on my glass surface to help remove the heat. So that way I can craft a little bit faster and not have to wait for it to cool down. And then I think it adhered really well, but I don't know, I may have some troubled areas. Okay. Again, this is my first time using this type of material, and I think that turned out really well. I'm just feeling around to, that's still really hot, to make sure that I don't have any lifting. I kind of like to run my fingernails ever so gently around the decal just to ensure that there isn't any lifting. But other than some wrinkles in here, I think this turned out really good. And I really liked this font that I chose for this. So, all right, let's go ahead and there's our first craft. And I'm excited that I really like this. I might have to get myself one. This is nice. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next project. And the rest of the projects, I'm not going to run through my Cricut Joy or the Xtra like I just did for the first one. I just wanted to kind of show you the process of it. So from this point on throughout the rest of this video, I'll just have everything cut out for you and we'll just craft away. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next project. Let's go ahead and move into an iron-on project. I believe this is the only iron-on project that I have. So let's go ahead and get that weeded out. I found this shirt at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to do a tone-on-tone. Now, this one, of course, when you're doing iron-on, that you want to mirror your project. And I actually was going to make a little piece for the sleeve, and I went to cut it out, and I clicked on iron on, or so I thought, and I really didn't pay attention. And while I was cutting, I realized that I didn't have it mirrored, and I had initial that I was going to put on the sleeve, and so I tried to cut it out again, and with the space that I had left, and unfortunately it was overlapping. So I thought, you know what, it's all right. I don't need to add that there. Of course, I could cut more material, but I didn't want to waste the vinyl. Now, this is just everyday iron-on, and it's a pretty pink color. This is Caesar Easy Weed, and it's just labeled as light pink. Bought it off of Amazon, actually. And I'm excited to use it. So it's just this cute little heart. And again, the reason why, I wanted to redo it is because I had a letter that I was going to put on the sleeve. And unfortunately, I forgot to hit mirror. I feel like we've all been there. Ugh, I wish that when you hit iron on, it defaults to mirror instead of it not being defaulted, because more often than not you're going to mirror your project when you do iron on, maybe 70% of the time. So why not just default it, right? Okay, so I actually need to get my mini easy press. So it's just this cute little heart with some flowers, and I thought that was really pretty. So while my mini press is heating up, I'm going to get my heating pad. Now, they do recommend washing your shirt first, but again, this is a gift, and I don't know if she has any allergies, so I don't want to use my detergent. And then, of course, I'm going to take this off. Throw that away. And then, of course, you want to lint roll your shirt. So let's go ahead and do that. Good thing I did, because a lot came off of my shirt here. Okay. So let's put this back on. And then that's my mini press. Now, when you are ironing on your shirts, you don't want to go by the tag because the tag is almost never centered. So you want to, measure your shirt here. And then of course I have no hard and fast rules of like where the design is going to go as far as from the collar to where the start of the vinyl. I just kind of like to place it wherever to me makes sense. So I think that's good. All right, now that we got that in place, and what I should have done is I should have preheated my shirt, but I don't want to, I got it centered and I don't want to lift it up. So I'm going to take the risk and just iron it on there. So I'm using my mini press with the second setting, and it's meant to move around, so you're not supposed to stay in one area, so you're just moving around. Now, of course, I already had my mini press out, which is why I'm using it. Normally, I like to use my clamshell, or I like to use my bigger heat press, but I already have this out, and it's just one project, and I didn't want to heat up my heat press. So I would recommend in a larger decal, such as this one, just use your larger heat press than your mini press. But again, I'm kind of just wanted to use this since I had it out. All right. So we want to make sure that you're hitting all the areas. It's about for 30 seconds on every single piece. And then you can use Cricut's heat guide. In fact, I just realized, and it's probably been there for a while, they actually have in the homepage on Design Space, it has a link to their heat press, or I'm sorry, their heat settings, which is nice. So you don't even have to go to their website anymore. Okay. I think this should be good to go. Usually you can start to see the fibers of the like indentation in the vinyl and from the fabric, and that usually is a good indicator that it is fully ironed on. Although I think I have some areas I need to focus on, like this little peak of the heart here. Now this is just from Design Space, and what I did is I went into their images and searched for a heart, and they actually have a reverse one. So they don't have, the other one was this one's an outline, the other one wasn't, it was just filled, and this part was the negative space, this flower part. So they have two different options, so they basically contoured it out. All right, so I'm going to remove that, flip it over, trying to remove that heat, put it on my mat here. You don't have to do this. This is not a requirement, but if you want to craft fast, take it off and it's already cool. That's quick. It will cool down a lot faster. Okay. So just carefully looking at my design here, making sure nothing's lifting, and I see some areas that I need to hit again, but if you can, try to get the carrier sheet off, so that way it's a little bit less of a harsher peel. And don't worry about it discoloring in your shirt. That's just, it goes away after it cools down. Okay, so I'm going to apply this back on my design here. Do I have it the right way? Okay. Nope. I was right. Not that it matters the orientation. Okay, so again, you don't have to do this. I like to do it just because I feel like it's a harsher peel when peeling that carrier sheet off. So just kind of retouch it. Plus, I think I saw some lifting on the flower portion. So I just want to make sure that I hit that area again. Okay, again, removing my heat mat. And just flipping it over, trying to draw out that heat. Okay. And then peel that back. Much better. So I think this turned out super cute. I like the tone on tone. And I think she'll love it too. And it's just simple, and I think it fits her little personality. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next project. So I found this tumbler from Hobby Lobby, and it's my store. A lot of my stuff is going to come from there. I actually just went there day after Christmas, and they had their stuff 66% off prior to Christmas, but I was not in town when they marked it down, so I wasn't able to get what I wanted to get, which is a lot. And so I went back to the day after Christmas, and I bought a whole lot. And with the intentions of repurposing it. And not repurposing it, because it's still going to be home decor, but with the full intention of creating it my own. Now, some of it is super cute, and I'm going to leave as is, but a lot of it I bought in bulk, and with the intention of reuse it. And you can't beat it. When it was, you know, when the blanks in the woodpile section at Hobby Lobby are, I don't know, $10, $15, and you get it for $2, when all you have to do is apply a layer of paint, you're good to go. So this is just called a skinny tumbler, and they're only $5. And again, I bought this from Hobby Lobby, and they have a variety of colors, but this is going to go to the same person. That little pouch that I did, and then the shirt, and then we're also going to do this cute little tumbler. And so I'm going to actually, well, I guess I can put this back on. I love these tumblers. I have a few of these myself. In fact, we're going to do a tumbler for myself as well. Finder's fee, right? But you got to be careful with this tumbler. I will tell you that. If you drop it, the inside of the tumbler comes apart from the outside. So ask me how I know, right? I dropped mine a couple times, and it no longer was of use. So I'm using this holographic sparkle vinyl from Cricut, and I'm just using my scraps from my scrap bin. And I'm going to go ahead and get this weeded out. And I thought that I would use a different font style for this one. And I like to do pink, or I like to do white vinyl with a pink tumbler, because I have a pink tumbler with a white vinyl. I think it's just really classic. However, I just thought, you know what, let's just jazz it up a little bit and add some holographic vinyl to it. So now you want to make sure that you use permanent vinyl, and it just let the recipient know that it's not food safe. So if you're applying it to a cup, which we will be doing a cup and a wine glass, 2 of them actually, or 2 sets of them, that you want to hand wash it, and it's not microwave safe. So, although I'll be honest, I'll put my stuff there for a while. I wouldn't do it. I would not put my vinyl products in the dishwasher, because I want it to last longer. But I thought, you know what, I think it should be fine. So I went ahead, and it lasts long. Now, I will tell you, if you're going to do this, that you're going to want to make sure that you use a thick font, just because I find that with thinner fonts that they don't hold up really well in the washer, so, or just washing it in general. So just want to be mindful of that. So I'm just using my scrap transfer tape, and I realize it's not exactly wide enough for the H, but it will be just fine. So let me go ahead and get my scissors, cut off what I don't need, so that way I can cut down on wasting. Okay, come on. All right. Of course, we can reuse this transfer tape once we're done. And we're going to burnish the front in the back. Of course, we want to be careful not getting that at all because we could accidentally scrape that and mess up our little loop here on our H. Ask me how I know that too. I've done that before. In fact, I think I might have made that mistake on my channel during Christmas crafting. Okay. Now, it looks like the carrier sheet is coming up with my vinyl, and that is probably because this is an older vinyl. So you just got to be careful. You don't want to buy too much vinyl at once because then you run into this issue. But if you're okay with just trying to get your weeding tool in between the vinyl and the carrier sheet, you should be fine. I don't mind it. This is why I don't care if I buy too much or too many vinyl rolls, because I don't mind working with it. It does have a shelf life, but I think Caesar actually, their vinyl lasts, I think it says 5 years. I'm not sure how long Cricut or any other brand lasts. I would say no more than a year. But don't throw it out. Just work with it. Okay, so, oops, I want to get in between that. See, this becomes a little bit difficult. But again, I can work. It works just fine. So before I apply, I probably should have done this prior to transferring my decal here. I'm going to want to apply some rubbing alcohol to my tumbler just to remove any debris and oils from people handling it, dust, all that fun stuff. This just helps it adhere really well. And of course you want to use permanent vinyl, which holographic vinyl is permanent, so okay. Now, how you want to put your decal, you know, which orientation do you want it to go, this way, or do you want it to go this, whoops, I almost just put it down. This way is going to be entirely up to you. So I'm going to think about it, how I want my tumbler to, how I want it to be. Let's see here. Okay, so I think I'm going to have it read this way. So then all we have to do is, we'll scoosh that closer to me, is just center it, and then of course make sure that it is straight on, and then we should be good to go. Okay, let me just take a look at this. So I love these skinny tumblers. It's so, oh, I love the colors. They're really pretty. And I'm just gonna kind of hold it straight on, because I think I have this a little bit crooked. So I want to make sure, oops, my last house center. So what I like to do is try to find where it is centered this direction, and then then have it stand straight up, and then then have the decal go, you know, make sure it's straight up and down. So I think that's good. So I'm going to just lightly put it on there. And see, I'm a little crooked. I know that you guys can't really see. So what I'll do is I'll hold the transfer tape at the top and then try to move, make sure that this is straight up and down. So let me just, still don't like that. And I apologize that you guys can't see this really well, but I only have one camera that focuses on one view, which is down. All right, I think that's good to go. Okay, so what I'll do is turn this back over. And I'm just using, you could use a cup cradle. In fact, I have one, but I like using my little weeding, or my burnishing tool, my scraping tool, and help stabilize it. So what I'll do now, in fact, I think I might even move that. Start with the center, working my way over. Now you could add some relief cuts, but since this is such a small text, I didn't think it's necessary. And then, there we go. Okay, very good. So when we're scraping this down, you want to be careful that you're not scraping this, but I am going to apply pressure to it just to make sure that that's really good and down. Now, when you give this as a gift or even for yourself, you want to make sure that you give about 24 hours of curing time before you use it, just because, you know, you want to make sure it's really adhered on your tumbler. All right, so let's go ahead and peel this back. I really like this sparkle vinyl on this pink tumbler. This is really pretty. And there we go. What do you guys think? I think she'll love it. I think it's really pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We'll do another pink tumbler actually. So let's bring that into my craft table and we'll craft with that. This one is a pink steel tumbler, again from Hobby Lobby. It's a little bit more expensive, and you could use you know, anything. You can put your coffee in there, you can put some water, whatever you want. This is hand wash only, and it is not microwave safe. So, which is fine because neither is the vinyl, right? So what we'll go ahead and do is we will peel this up. Now, of course, again, if you're gifting this, you're going to want to tell the person who's receiving it that all that information, because it actually even says at the bottom here, it says hand wash only and microwave, not microwave safe. So, and I'm doing a terrible job trying to get this off this tumbler. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So I was wanting to do some white with this. However, I've been wanting to try that matteless vinyl from 405. And I thought, how cute would that be to do like a lighter pink on this? So again, tone on tone. So before I start weeding this out, let me go ahead and clean the area. And this is actually for myself. So I've been seeing these at Hobby Lobby for some time now. And I thought, oh, I want one. Now, you could take this a step further and create a stencil and add, like, it's called citrus paint strip remover or something like that. I don't know. I may do that sometime, and it removes the coating on here, and it looks like it's etched, so you don't even need a laser engraver, and it etches into it and it removes this paint. I think I may try that in one of my videos, my upcoming videos. Actually, just gave myself a good idea. So, but anyways, I wanted to try this matteless vinyl by 405 and see how well it works in comparison to the matteless vinyl of Cricut. So I'm excited to try it. I already can tell it's about the same thickness as the Cricut brand. Of course, it would have to in order for it to, I guess, work properly. But let's go ahead and weed this. All right. And I just put Mama on there. I thought that was kind of cute. They're kind of like varsity letters. Okay. And then there's some minnows here that we're going to weed out as well. Okay. And we want to be careful you don't weed out the wrong one. Sorry for the loud noise. It's, I guess, a neighbor has a loud muffler. I don't know if you guys heard that. Well, not a neighbor, I should say, someone going down the street. Our house backs up to there's a buffer, but there's our yard, then there's a bunch of trees, like, I don't know, 50 yards. And then there's a main road, and down here in the south where I live, there's no noise regulation as far as for a car, so we get these loud cars. You know, that's how it is in the south. It's never used to bother me until I had a kid. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so loud, my kid's trying to sleep. Okay, now that I got that weeded out, I am going to apply some transfer tape, and I'm just trying to think, is this going to be enough where I could use some of this? It No, I'm going to have to, you know what? I have my scraps from earlier. We will just use that. See, this is why you keep you have this vinyl or this transfer tape. That's why you keep the backer, because you can reuse it. I don't know, after I'm trying to use this up because I think I like it. It has a lot of positives. However, the grid lines, they just don't work for me. I don't like the grid lines. So I'm trying to use this up, go back to the other transfer tape that I used to use all the time, that I still love it. And we'll see how it works. Okay, so you can piece transfer tape together as long as they overlap one another, which I made sure that there's some overlapping. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this burnished down. And let's do the back. Now, typically with matless of vinyl, you want to use Cricut brand transfer tape. I find it to work really well using Cricut brands. However, this is not Cricut brand, so we're going to see how that works. And I can already tell it's not coming up very easily, so we're going to have to do some encouragement here. Okay. I'm going to try to really make sure that is, I don't want to have to deal with that with all 4 letters. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I think the next time I'll use their matless brand, I'll try the Cricut transfer tape and see how it works. Like I said, it usually works better if you use their transfer tape. Okay, so let's go ahead, get this all stabilized here. We already cleaned it off with some rubbing alcohol. This doesn't matter where it goes, so I don't need to worry about that, because I like to try to align my decal with, you know, where I sit. A lot of people like to have it facing them. I like to have it facing out. I don't know, just how I am. But this can go on anywhere, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so this is this font is it's a Design Space font, so it's not even a font that I bought or downloaded. Okay, let's put that back on there. Just gotta be careful. All right, so again, I'm gonna try to center it from left to right. Once I've done that, this is probably one of my least favorite things to do, is trying to center things. I hate it. All right. Tell me your least favorite thing that you hate about, I mean, I'm sure we all love to craft, right? But there's got to be something we all don't like about doing, but we have to do it because it's just part of crafting. Let me know what yours is. Mine is trying to center it. I hate centering things. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with the center. Make sure that's all down, and then I'll roll it up. And then I'll roll it down. Okay, there we go. I think I might, do I have that crooked? No, I don't know. It might be a little crooked, but that's all right. It's not like I don't have like 5 billion Cricut machines that I could do this all over again, right? I think I've said this in one of my crafting videos for Christmas, but if you haven't watched it, be sure to watch it. And I made quite a bit this year. I was working hard during the crafting Christmas season. I like to call it the Crafters Olympics, is during the Christmas season, because that's when we really craft a lot. At least I do. But anyways, next year, I am really going to shop my craft space and not buy unless it's on clearance or I run out. That's my only thing. All right. I really love the tone on tone. I think that turned out super cute. And again, it's just really adorable. And I'm excited to use it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next project. I bought these plastic cups from Hobby Lobby, and we're going to use that cold activated color changing vinyl. So once we get all the decals on the cups, then I'll show a video of me pouring some water in these cups. So they're $4.50 a piece, and I need 5 of them, and they only come in 4, so I had to buy 2, which is fine because then I can keep the other 3 for my daughter. I'm actually making these for my nieces and nephew for Christmas. Again, I'm celebrating Christmas with them next week. They also come with these lids, and then they also come with some straws as well. So I need 4 of them. So I'm going to put the lid and the straws back in there. And let me go ahead and take another one. So I mentioned at the beginning, actually, I don't think I did mention it. I bought a bunch of, sorry, this video is broken up into 2 different times. So I just need 1 in here, and actually I need to put all of those in there. I'm trying to keep things organized. Okay, and I just need 1 straw. Okay. So this I no longer need. But I bought a bunch of color changing vinyl, and I've done color changing vinyl one other time. However, the decal that I put it, or the cup that I put it on, I guess it was just too, it was too thin, or too thick, I should say. And it did not work at all. So I was a little disappointed. So I'm hoping, since these plastic cups were right next to the color changing vinyl, I'm hoping that this will work just fine. So we shall see. And if not, then you know what? It's still a cute decal on their cups. And I think they'll still love it no matter what. My goal is to tell them it's a magic cup and let them be super excited about that. And then I just put their names. What I did is I used a heart in the basic shapes link, or not link, but you know, the basic shapes. And I'll tell you, I cut this with, I used my I I noticed something. I knew something was not right. All right, let me grab that. You always want to look at your decal before you like crinkle up or throw it away. And I realized I forgot that. This is really difficult to weed. I guess I should have put it on the setting. I just put it on regular premium settings. Now I'm just going to go ahead and try to put that there. There we go. All right. And then this can go there. But anyways, so what I did is I just used the heart in the shapes, and then I found a font that I really liked, and just did an offset. It was like a 0.7 offset, and yeah, that's it. And then did a slice and deleted what I didn't need, and then I was done. Then I had to cut it out. Okay, so I'm just being careful that I don't accidentally take something that I need to keep. That was a labor of love. Well, I don't know if love was the word I was using while I was weeding all of this. I think what had happened was I used the wrong setting. I'm not even sure if Design Space has a color changing vinyl. Well, I'm sure it does, actually. I probably should have used that. I just used, you know, premium cut settings. So, but I do want to speak to this one. So this is the 405 brand, and their first, what is this? Their first 6 inches, I don't know what happened, but, and I don't even know if it's coming up on camera, but you can kind of see like an imprint of the label of the vinyl roll, and then of course some discoloration in the vinyl. So I'm a little disappointed in this. In fact, this has happened to me before. So, you know, if this happens again, I'm going to have to bring this back to Hobby Lobby. And I think the other brand was Cricut brand too. I can't remember. But so just be careful. So what I did is I just kept it just to show you guys. It's their light blue to dark blue vinyl. So you just trim that part off, and then of course discard it, just throw it away. But of course, if it's a substantial amount, I would, you know, I would bring it back and get a new one. But I don't know. This is only 6 inches, and I'm okay with this. I probably won't even end up using a whole lot of it anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that away. So got that all weeded out. I messed up in some areas. Like, I don't know if you guys seen, but I broke that M. And then I accidentally weeded the wrong part in the R. But you know what? It is what it is at this point. So, and I'm not going to cut that all out. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll apply some rubbing alcohol to our surfaces of our cup. It's going to kind of go all around, and it should be okay given the fact that they were in a, you know, in the box. I'm sure there's not a lot of oils and dust on it, but I'm eager to try this out. Again, I'll show you guys that after we apply our decals. So, okay, and we're getting it everywhere. Goodness. So while those are drying, if I can talk today, goodness, I'm curious to see if this transfer tape will actually work. I'm going to use a larger piece just to help, for me, it's going to help me center it. If I have like a larger piece instead of working with a tiny piece. And this is just the same transfer tape that I used on a previous project in this video. So I'm really going to give that a good scrub down. Oh, it transfers really well. I was worried that it would not transfer that well. Okay, so I'll bring in my cup. Might opt for my, oh, there we go. Okay. Now, while these cups have lids and a straw, that doesn't mean they're always going to use that. So I'm going to make sure that I apply this decal a little bit further down in case they decide just to sip out of it instead of using the straws. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to kind of put some pressure and go down. All right, so then I will apply my scraping tool. This is the same font that I used for the pouch that said Shannon on it. And there we go. So it just says Rosabelle. All right, let me go ahead and get the other ones done. There we go. Okay, we got all 5 of them done. I'm going to retire this because it has been used a lot. And I think that these all turned out super adorable. I love the pink. And then, of course, Graham's is blue. So I'm excited to pour some water in here. But before we do, let's go ahead and finish up our last craft project. And then we'll test these out to see how they look. In our last project, we're going to apply some vinyl to our wine glasses and our coffee mugs. Now, one is sublimation, I believe. No, it's this one that's sublimation, but we're not doing sublimation. It's just the only coffee mug that I had on hand. And then this one's from the Dollar Tree. And then these two are from the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby. So hear me out. I watch Beth Adilli's channel quite often, and I mean, I feel like a lot of my viewers, we watch her channel a lot, and she did this for a gift in her, I might have to get this a little bit later, for her Christmas, whoever she was gifting it to. And I thought, you know what, this is such a cute idea, and I'm going to have to do the same thing, especially since the 2 working mamas that I know that are my sister-in-laws, they both work as well. They'll come back and get that, actually, because I don't think that's peeling up really well like this one did. But anyways, I'm going to supply my heat gun to that, and then it will come up just fine. But anyways, so I thought this would be cute to gift it for them as well. But I did it in my own font. In fact, it's the same font that I used in the other cups as well. I just think it's such a fun font. So I used this, that was part of my Cricut Joy Xtra, and I want to show you guys something. So I would like to I still have a lot of space that I have to use up, and instead of cutting it and then having to put this on the mat, what I like to do is just use my True Control knife and cut this. Again, I'm just going to try to make sure I don't cut them in my design. And then when I weed it out, it will just weed out the part that I cut on my vinyl here. So that way, when I go to put this in my Cricut Joy, I just feed it in this way, or, you know, whatever way, and then I can have all this, and I don't have to worry about applying this. Because if I were to cut this completely, then I would have to put this on my mat. So I don't have to, because I still have this much space. But anyways, just something that I like to do. And then when I go ahead and weed this out, it will just, I still can use this piece right here. So just an idea for you when you are using a matless vinyl. That way you don't have to trim it out. So, or you can also, another idea is you can use design space and create a shape around your design and then have it cut out as a square, so you don't even have to use your true control knife, which is nice, right? So just an idea, but I completely spaced on doing that until I started making this video, and I thought, you know what, I'll just show them a little trick of the trade. And I'm just weeding out my middle. It's not that you have to. In fact, I really don't care. I really don't have to do that for such a big font. I do this a lot on smaller fonts, actually. I knew there was a star that fell out. I wonder how that star got out there. That's interesting. Star from these cups. One that's right here. Interesting. Hopefully there's not a hole. Okay. Now that I got that all weeded out, what I will do is just place that right there. And then let me just back this away a little bit so I have some more room to work. And then I can see how I can just, I cut it. It didn't cut the mat at all. And it just says, before I work, it's going to go on the coffee mugs. Oh, different sounds. And then, it used to be in, play the clarinet, so. But anyways, and then the other smaller vinyl here on the left side is Because I Work. I thought that was so cute when I saw that on her channel. And she says she got her inspiration through Pinterest or wherever she got it from. And I liked the font that she used, and I was going to use it, but then you have to be a member of Design Bundles, and I wasn't ready to commit to do that. So I just used my own font. Call it a day. Okay, so, and they're both wine drinkers, so I thought this was really fitting. I am not much of a wine drinker. I like Moscato, I like sweet wines, but I would rather have a mixed drink like liquor or like a rum and coke or something like that. That's more my speed. Or beer. I'm okay with that. I never used to like that until the drinks I was buying back when I was in my 20s became expensive. So beer is cheaper, right? Okay. So before I transfer that, let me go ahead and get some rubbing alcohol on this. Now, where you want to put this decal will be entirely up to you. If you have a preference, most people I think prefer it to be on the side that they're facing, like when they're drinking it. And to be honest, I don't know if they're both right-handed actually, so I guess I should have found that out, but I think either way, they're gonna love it. Okay, and then just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that's gonna dry for a good minute. And let me get this off my thumb here. Okay. So let's go ahead and burnish these down. Now, I will tell you, this is removable vinyl. Well, I wanted to use it, and I found removable vinyl works fine. It's not something I would want to use a lot, but I have used removable vinyl. Try to say that 10 times fast, and I had no problem. And so, but like I said, you should use permanent vinyl when using for something like this, but I wanted to use that, and I think it will work just fine. Okay, let me just get that there. And again, you want to make sure that you tell them that it's hand wash only, and let's see here, hand wash only, and not avoid the microwave. Oh, well. Okay. There we go. Isn't that cute? Before I work. Oh, love it. Okay. Let's do this next one. Okay. There you go. Down, and then we'll peel that back. I love it. Before I work. Okay, now let's work on the fun cup. And that's because I work. Now this one I can add some relief cuts since I'm done with it, but I think what we'll do is come down. All right. There we go. Okay. We might have to work on this one a little bit. This one is not... Oh, it laid down just fine. Okay. Got the W a little wonky, so let me go ahead and fix that W real quick, and just gotta lift it up and smooth it down. There we go. And again, it's just fun. It has these stars in here, and just move it around, and I think they'll like it. All right, so let's go ahead and bring everything in, and we'll see what we've done today. Well, there we go. We have got a lot done, and I have officially finished my Christmas crafting. Oh, I'm so excited. Of course, I had to do a little something for myself. I really liked how this turned out. I really like the pink on pink. It just kind of looks like it's part of the tumbler here. So I'm really excited to use this and you know, represent being a mama. And then of course, you know, we got to add our names to this pouch. I think I might go back and get myself one as well. I made a pouch for my daughter, but I think I need to get a bigger one, you know, put all of her stuff in there, and put it in my purse. But I really like it. They have different colors, so be sure to check it out at Hobby Lobby. And again, this font is what I used all throughout this project, except for this tumbler and the tumbler that I made for myself. But I really like this font. I just think it's really unique and fun, and this ironed on really well, and I think this was a lot of fun to use. And of course, these pink tumblers, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. And I really like the holographic sparkle vinyl. I think that really turned out really good, so I'm excited to give that to her. And the shirt, of course, is just really pretty. Again, tone on tone, and I just love how that all plays out. It almost looks like, I don't know, like an off-white color, but it just looks like it's just part of the shirt, and I think that turned out super cute. And of course, these cups. I mean, I'm super excited to tell them that this is a cute little magic cup, and they're going to be so excited to see how that all plays out. And then lastly, of course, again, not my original idea, but I was inspired by her channel, and I thought I need to do this for my two sister-in-laws. So I think that they'll really appreciate this as well. I might have to make this for some other people for their birthdays or for Christmas, but either way, you can get any of these. You can get these wine glasses and these coffee mugs at Dollar Tree, or you can get them on Amazon or anywhere you go, really. They have these blank cups. But well, thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope that you enjoy these craft with me videos because I think they're so much fun. I love watching other people craft, and I'm assuming that you do too because that's why you're on my channel. So let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite and what do you hope to see on my table, my craft table, for the upcoming videos. Be sure to comment and like this video. That really helps me grow. I'm really trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. So today is the 27th and I'm hoping to have this video up today or tomorrow. So hopefully that you can share this and ask people to subscribe to help reach my goal. And yeah, so thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.